beer is really fun, and we wanted to pay an homage to kind of like that BeerFridge in,
Your dad's
your
garage.
dad's garage in 1975.
The round with the round edges.
Yeah. And
Right. We're in the studio for Startup Spotlight, and we do the show for special people. And we have none other than Travis and Jake with BeerFridge. Thanks for joining us in the studio today to talk about this, the tip of the iceberg.
yeah,
It is,
just
right?
getting
There's so
started.
much under the surface
Yeah.
that's culminated to you guys launching, and I've been kind of tracking with you guys as you've gotten ready to launch. And I'd love to dive into who are you, what's your background,
Yeah.
and how did this baby, this idea get formed?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yeah.
This has been awesome, and I will say it's our very first interview since BeerFridge has launched. So
We're not nervous at all.
not nervous at all, and who better to
Yeah.
do it with than this group? So thank
Are you
for
sweating?
having us.
Are you sweating?
That's a little beat,
A little
yeah,
sweating?
but
Yeah.
that's fine.
Maybe a little.
Yeah.
No, thanks for having us,
Yeah.
though.
Right on.
Yeah.
No problem. Yeah.
So the story behind BeerFridge is that Travis and I used to work together on a same team where he was our team lead, and we worked for a big media corporation. And so for many years, Travis was my boss, and he was an excellent one. We got along great, and we really clicked, and we started kind of hanging out. A friendship was forming. We would go out, grab some beers, and kind of talk about like what we wanted to do with our life. And, the theme of like entrepreneurship would always come up. And so that's kind of where we started clicking and started finding like some commonalities and kind of a vision for like, hey, we could definitely put our strengths together and do something.
We just always had a really good time when we connect, and we learned that we had this shared passion for entrepreneurship and to build something, and for beer as well. And so we wanted to be as creative and like as unscripted as possible when we'd get together and just riff on ideas. And that's sort of where BeerFridge was born.
Yeah, just get like literally on the back of a brewery napkin. We were like, write down ideas like, well, what if we started a brewery? What if we started a bottle shop? Well, what if we started an online bottle shop? Well, hey, direct to consumer stuff is really popping off. And so it really just kind of started to meld together over a few months. And then I would say probably by like October, November, we were kind of settled on the direction that we were going to be an online bottle shop retailer, essentially, that we were going to source amazing craft beers, and then we were going to send those directly to consumer store. We probably went through like 100 different names. We landed on BeerFridge. It just felt right.
Jake had a lot of really goofy ones.
Let's hear some. Let's hear some of those. Like, super. What was your number one worst, or I guess it would be last place? What was like the worst one?
Worst one.
Oh man,
there were some bad ones.
There were some bad ones. Hop Ship was another one that we really liked.
Pretty
that
good.
We liked, but the mascot for it though, that was brutal. That was
yeah.
It
almost sounds like
hedgehog.
That's right. I forgot about that.
I'm sorry,
hedgehog.
man. That's me. I'm calling him out right now.
Is it,
No,
did you
that
say
was so
hop
funny.
ship or hot shit?
Hop Ship.
Hop
Yeah.
ship. Okay, perfect. Yeah, you
Real
can like
tongue
easily
twister.
mistype that on Google.
Man, we
Yeah.
had so many. One was the Ultra Ales, because we really wanted to be an altruistic company. We wanted to make
that's
sure
right.
we were doing some social
Yeah.
good.
Mhm.
And we'll touch more on how we envisioned that coming about. But we had a lot of good ideas, and his cousin was helping us design a bunch of different logos too. And the poor guy was so patient. He was like designing this stuff and be like, we're not doing that. We're not even doing Ultra Ales. We're going to do BeerFridge.
Yeah.
Right.
So we were kind of all over the place at the beginning, but it was
Yeah.
fun.
I think one of the things I really appreciate about the experience too of just getting to launch is, we started meeting frequently, and then all of a sudden we hit pandemic, right?
Yeah.
And so we were all sort of isolated, and Jake and I still wanted to keep creating, and we were bored, and so we met virtually, and we stayed disciplined and consistent.
Mm.
And we meet once a week, and we just kept charging on it, and it really sort of dawned on us as well that there is a need for direct to door services, and and that's we're excited to bring beer to people's doors.
Love it, and I'll just tell you that
beers.
you're gonna deliver doors, so you're in the door industry now.
We're a door company.
Yeah, we do both. One of the things that I just really wanted to commend you both on is, obviously the operation after launch is really important, but a lot of entrepreneurs are like serial entrepreneurs, and they just talk a lot about a lot of ideas and nothing ever comes to fruition. And the disciplinary part that you talked about is so difficult. Nobody's telling you what you should be doing and how often you should be doing it and when you should be doing it and who you should be doing it with. But you both are just like, look, we're just going to make it a point to continue to meet. How often what was that disciplinary schedule? What were you guys like, okay, we're going to meet once a week or twice a week or 5 times a week?
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it was challenging too, because we were both working full time and we both had young families as well. And
I had a newborn, and then he's got your kids are 4 and at the time they were
4 and 7.
Yeah. So they're a handful.
So late nights. Yep. Over a whiteboard. We just had a whiteboard and we write up ideas and get really excited, and then long weekends too.
Yeah, right? For sure. And in terms of discipline, like we would meet consistently. So we always end every meeting with making sure we had another one on the calendar. We, in the days in between, would work. I mean, I'm an early bird, so I would get up, 5 a.m. and work on that concept that we were working on, or maybe we were going to focus on the product that week. So I'd focus on the product. And then Travis is more of a night owl. So I would get emails from him at 11,
He's the 5 to 9 guy, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. So we just found time in the little nooks and crannies of our calendars, and in between changing diapers and taking kids to basketball practice and all that stuff. I mean, we just really tried hard to push ourselves, because we knew that if we applied ourselves, were consistent, that our idea would come together. And it started, that's really how it felt. It started like at the top of the funnel, lots of ideas, and it started molding into, this is the company name, this is the service, these are the products. And it just started like moving down the funnel until we were like, this is BeerFridge, this is what we're doing. And so we formed our LLC in January of 21. And I would say from there, that's really when we started kind of hitting the gas. And so we were meeting multiple times a week.
Solidifies it a a little bit.
It.
Oh man.
Yeah. The
filing taxes
agreement and the handshake.
Yeah. It was super fun.
Exactly.
You have a deal.
It got really real.
Let's talk about hours, because I hear a lot of people that say, I don't have enough money, or I don't have enough time, or I don't have enough resources that are, those are all finite. Right. And you both have families, young families, and there's challenges that come along with having kids of that age, and there's challenges that come along with having a brand new baby. So there's all of these like other elements to your life. You still found time, and I hear a lot of people complaining about not having enough time. How do you squeeze more hours out of the day? Is it because it was more of a priority for you guys? It just was like, this has to happen if we want to live the life that we want.
I would say, working with Jake has been a blast. He's provided a lot of spark just in my own life and just given me a lot of energy. And so this sort of reinvigoration of getting this business going, not wanting to let someone down, right? Having an accountability partner here. So sacrifice, right? There's nights where kids want to play. My son wants to play basketball in the house, and where I'm not able to play that night, but then you build in lots of really good quality time elsewhere too, so that you can take those nights off to really focus on, the project at hand. So a little bit of sacrifice, I guess.
I think that's so true. And I think being really intentional with your time, planning, organizing, it's really hard to do. It's truly a skill. You have to learn the skill, and you have to learn how to communicate, especially in our family, me and my wife are managing having a brand new baby, and there's a lot of responsibilities, a lot of moving parts with that. And so being a few weeks ahead, literally being like, on Wednesday, the 9th, I'm going to meet with Travis from, 2 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. or something like that, right? Like just being so clear, building out that schedule so that expectations are set, and then shuffling everything else in between. And just organizing that time. Like, I love that you said, being intentional with like quality time, like making sure that you are making sacrifices, but you're also building something into like
a mechanism,
balance. And I think, I think we both have partners and families that have understood that and have been so like helpful and supportive, and being like, you can do this, and thank you for balancing your schedule. Like it's been important for us.
Jake's so much better with the planning thing though. He'd have dinner made in the crock pot on Tuesday so he could meet late, and then I'd be like, babe, I gotta run, I gotta go.
This guy's a legend. They're both legends, but this guy, you and I are probably more alike. Like I fly a little bit more by the seat of my pants, and like, oh, it's Valentine's Day. Oh, I gotta,
I gotta give a shout out to my
I gotta
wife.
run
It's
out.
all her. It's all her. She was like, well, she's such a great organizer, and
Yeah.
she'd be like, well, if you want to make more time for me and Travis, why don't you prep dinner the night before? And I'd be like, great idea.
That's a brilliant
Yeah.
idea.
And so I leaned on her a lot for my organization skills because
That's
I
good.
have always been a fly by the seat of my pants kind of guy.
Yeah.
But she's really like helped me just implement and practice those skills because it's actually hard, and you have to be disciplined. You have to work hard at organizing, planning, calendaring.
Mm-hmm.
But it makes life, Tiffany, I see you just like, yes, it makes life easier. It does not mean you have to be perfect either.
Yeah.
Like, listen, there's a lot of
grace. Have grace for yourself and your partner.
lots of gray area in a
Yeah.
startup too, where there's just nights where it's like, this has to get done and I have to make this sacrifice.
Yep.
And we're just gonna have to push. And that's part of it too.
So speaking of partners, you both on a personal level, friends, get to know each other better. You had worked in a dynamic where you were his boss before, but you guys both have skills that complement each other. And like, if you were to say, I do this, and the other person says, well, and obviously there's a lot of overlap and a lot of hats, especially as in a startup, right?
Yeah.
But what would you say that you are best at, and what would you say that you're best at? Like, what are the complementary skills that you guys have?
That's a good question.
Boy, I think we have a lot of overlap, actually.
A lot of
A
overlap.
lot of overlap. So
Yeah.
I've had to relinquish some duties to Jake because I think he's better at them.
Like, is he
Uh,
better at beer
same.
drinking, or are you better at beer drinking? That's the real question.
He's younger than I am, so he might have me.
I can bounce back the next day a little better.
Yeah.
Than
Okay.
you.
All right.
I learned how to
All right.
pace myself
Yeah.
better, Leo.
More pace,
Yeah.
more like throttle.
And more light beers.
Yeah, light beer,
Yeah.
Buzz Light beer.
So I think I bring a lot of sales experience, and we were both selling marketing strategy is what we had done in advertising. So we're both bringing sales experience and then marketing strategy. But I think I probably have a lot longer sort of tenure in sales and then in leadership and management.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would absolutely echo that. I mean, Travis has been a phenomenal leader. I felt that way when we were at our previous company. Really admired his style. He's a great coach, mentor, really positive energy. And I'll say like a really strategic thinker too. Like he's looking at it like a chessboard. He's moving pieces around. He knows exactly where we need to go. And so I lean on him a lot for that. He's been really, I think I've relinquished a lot of like operational duties to him too. So like he's been really good at forecasting, budgeting, stuff like that. Again, we overlap so much, but like I would say it's a strong suit for him. For me, I don't know.
I
little
could
bit
talk
of
about you,
everything.
I guess.
Sure, you go for it. I don't know how to compliment myself.
I mean, ideas and energy and fun, and like Jake's always got some like awesome new idea, and so it's a matter of just like taking that vision, like paring it down or reining in a little bit, and then like trying to execute on it. But I think that's what's so great because I don't know, like I'll have ideas, but Jake is very vocal about them too, and we just lay it out there, and then we figure out if it's something we can run with or not. So I mean, that's part of that spark, and I really that's been a lot of fun to work with. What else do you do well? I mean, there's lots of things.
Yeah, that I would say that's definitely how we balance each other out though, is like, I might be going off on some crazy tangents and he'll be like, okay, is this something we could actually do? And he can be really good at making a strategic plan for it.
And they're both so important. Like I don't want to downplay either one of those sides because that's kind of how we operate with this kind of triangle of each person has, I think it's a mix between creator, implementer, and organizer.
Yeah.
So you've got these like everyone's got a different balance. So you might be more on the side of implementer and organizer, but have the creativity side. Whereas Jake's like probably more like I am on this, where I'm super lopsided on the creator side, but have like, you probably even have more operational or like implementational skills than I do, or you're probably more organized, but you have these like varying levels of those. So they're both so important. So
they are there. And I think that's the best part about having a strong partnership is like, you can lean on each other. I love what Travis said about holding each other accountable. That's been really important for us. And so, that's just been awesome to like have somebody you can lean on and be accountable to, and drives you too, like motivates you. And it's like, let's get after it. Let's do this thing. Yeah.
Let's talk about pre-launch. So you solidify the general concept or the core, the why, the vision of target demographic, what this is going to be, what the product is, what the name is. Maybe you have the logo down, the design, all this stuff. But then there's this like time period where you're like, oh, we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's not an idea think tank. This is now like there's a plan.
Business, yeah.
Tell me about that time when you were like, when it solidified of what you were doing. They're like, oh shit, here we go.
Yeah.
To then launch day. Let's talk about like what were you guys working on? What were all of the logistical things? What were some big problems you ran into? Let's talk about
those.
Oh, yeah.
Just a couple.
Jeez. Yeah. Well, we were on 3 different website platforms, I think.
Yeah.
Along the way.
Exactly. For the last year and a half, we have phased in and phased out lots of different technology platforms, trying to find the right fit, because we have a really unique offering, which is a subscription model, a gift model, a prepaid gift, and then merch, of course. But then all of those things operate under different sales channels. And so finding the right technology, the right platform, the right vision for our brand and how we wanted to market, really required us to go through lots of different platforms. Big shout out to our web designer developer. He has been super patient with us and has helped guide us through these different challenges to find the right platform and settle on something that will work.
Martial arts, Nick Marshall.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah. Love it.
Plug for Nick.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
I'll back up to really what was really like solidifying for us, I think, was working on our business plan. Like really drilling down on like, here's our vision. Like I said, we kind of moved down the funnel until where we landed. And now it was like really putting pen to paper, working on our mission statement. And so I think it's just kind of like important to highlight where that took us. So first we had to solve a problem. And that problem was that a lot of craft beer fans want to access beer that's out of reach. Like it's not in their region. They can't access it. It's really hard to find, or it's really expensive to ship in. So we knew we wanted to solve that problem. We saw an opportunity that the direct-to-consumer marketplace was booming with COVID and everything else. And we know that it's on a trajectory to continue going that
That's
way.
not going anywhere.
No, curated services, paying for things that you want. That's what people are looking for. And so we saw a big opportunity there. We knew that we could differentiate ourselves by offering a unique unboxing experience, showcasing storytelling, really putting on display how cool these breweries are, how unique and rare the stuff they are making, and really just kind of like showcasing the story behind like what you're drinking, because a lot of people love to do that.
So I'm opening a box.
Yeah.
And you had this vision for what you want me to experience when I open the box. What is that experience? What do you want me to experience when I open that box?
So a lot of those in the industry before us and that are currently doing it, we discovered that it's essentially just a box of beer on your doorstep.
Yeah.
Right. And so we want to send good times. Like we want to deliver good times to people's doorsteps. And so that unboxing experience looks like them opening their box, and inside the box is a BeerFridge insert. It's
like a cover art. Yeah, it's like a cover art, and it looks like a fridge. So it's really fun because you get to like open up the fridge, and then underneath is a refrigerated bag. And we'll do our best to work on cold refrigeration. Obviously, remember everybody, we are a young startup. These are visions, and we are chipping away at the logistics of each. But as of right now, what you will get from the pre-order is a refrigerated bag, an assortment of curated beer based on your style that you selected. We handpicked those beers from awesome breweries all over the country. Big emphasis on the West Coast right now because it's what we have the most access to. But really unique and cool stuff like, Great Notion, Little Beast out of Portland, lots of stuff in Seattle, like just really unique and cool stuff.
Yeah, and we want to include a menu about your beer so you can really understand the different tasting notes and flavor profiles of that beer. So sort of really bringing the brewery to life and the beer to life is our goal.
And getting to know the people behind it, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So in kind of V2 of our company, we'll be focusing a lot on storytelling. We'll be working really hard on kind of developing the media side of it, which is interviews with brewers, brewery tours, really kind of showcasing our partnerships with these people who have been nothing but supportive and awesome. So that is what we're really excited for. Obviously, it'll take some time to build out our team, and really we want to get the product right and make sure that people are having an awesome time with the service. And then we're really going to focus on enhancing that unboxing experience and bringing it full circle so that after you unbox the beer, you're looking forward to what's coming next and having some cool content to engage in the meantime.
Yeah.
So we went live. We went live last 2 Fridays ago.
Boom.
Boom.
Bam.
Yeah.
Tell me
Friday,
about
February 4th.
Well, I saw you right before the day before you live.
Yeah.
You and I, Max, got lunch, and then I'd seen you like
probably a month or so before that.
Yeah, it was like a little bit before that. And I know.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the build up inside your heads as business owners, as your company is about to launch. Like, tell me about the vulnerable feeling as an entrepreneur of like, I love this idea. I think other people will. I hope they will. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't.
Right.
What's going to happen? Tell me about it. Yeah, tell me about that feeling.
Oh, highs and lows is a term we've been throwing around a lot.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're putting ourselves out there on display for people to judge our products and see what we're offering, and that's scary. So it's definitely really scary. I think all along we set a date though. We're like, this is the date. We just got to go for it. You know, like you're never really ready, I guess. And so
people said the same thing about having a kid.
Yeah.
You know, you're never quite ready. And in a sense, it's true. You do everything you can to prepare. You read books and you work on, whether you're parenting or you're talking about your business, you're reading books, you're studying, you're working hard, you're trying to do everything that you can to prepare. Nothing in the world can prepare you for the day you press go, whether baby's coming out or your business is going live.
Yep.
It's like you're doing everything that you can, but ultimately it's actually a really cathartic feeling to get started, to learn, to get that feedback, to like just embark on the journey and know that you're moving.
It's happening.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's been really cool. But the highs and lows building up to it, oh my gosh, we'd have late night phone conversations early. I'd usually be panicking in the morning, like 5, 6 a.m. I'd be calling Charlie, like, hey,
he's
are
not
you
sleeping. You're panicking in the morning. Yeah.
I would be like, dude, it's not going to work. And he'd be like, you got it, man. It's going to be great. So lots of highs and lows, moments of feeling like, man, this thing could be huge. Moments of feeling like nobody but Uncle Jim's going to buy this,
Yep.
But really what we relied on was our numbers, our projections. We had an awesome business counselor. Shout out to
through Western,
Kathy Bestow through the WW
Small Business
Development Center.
Yeah.
She's been amazing, really great. And so we relied on those numbers and we knew that we needed to be conservative and realistic. And so the emotions in between those things were just human emotions. But at the end of the day, we knew that these were the targets, the goals that we had, and that this is what we could forecast as predictable. And so we would really find, I think, comfort in that. And yeah, it was just really exciting to like build up to that launch, kind of knowing what to expect, but also being nervous about which way it might go.
Yeah, I love it. Let's talk about brand.
Okay.
You and I have talked a lot about brand.
Yeah, sure.
We've talked a lot about brand, and it's really important. It's the perception of your product or your service that goes beyond what it actually is. It's like, I see this and I think I'm happy, or I think I hate this, or I think whatever it is. But when I see your brand, I know how much love and care and passion you guys put into creating something that I haven't experienced yet, but it makes me happy.
Cool.
It makes me feel like you see it show up on Instagram, you see it show up on the videos, and you go on the website and you're like, damn, I'm gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
And that's what you just described. Yeah. Tell me about your thought process of picking, like, because it's I know there's craft that goes into picking the colors, the font, the website. Tell me about that experience.
Yeah, I think we really saw that opportunity, right, with what was happening in the marketplace and mainly just having beer delivered. Like, man, we can create a fun lifestyle brand too, because we do want to deliver and send good times. And so I think that was part of the vision the entire time. But we're fortunate enough that Jake has a family member that is an exceptional designer.
Yeah, big shout out to Kate Bassett. That's my sister-in-law, and she has been phenomenal in guiding us, helping us, and really working on the brand from the ground up, which has been really cool to have her.
It shows.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
So we had, like we said, tons of ideas, tons of names, tons of logos we were working on. Ultimately, we were like, this is a modern business. It's a modern service, right? It's an e-commerce company. It ships, and it's a really kind of, unique experience. But beer is really fun, and we wanted to pay an homage to kind of like that beer fridge in,
Your dad's
garage in 1975.
With the round edges.
Yeah. And we knew we wanted to kind of like blend this modern business into an ode to like the beer fridge.
Is that like the off-white color that's supposed to, like, it's a little bit off-white?
Yeah,
it's supposed to be like
cream.
the cream,
Yeah.
kind of with this big metal door or metal
Exactly.
handle on it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly.
You'll see that in the unboxing experience when we finally are sending out boxes in just a few weeks.
Yeah.
So we sent all this information to Kate, and we were just like explaining it to her, and she was just kind of like giving us feedback and going different directions. We'd find logos that we liked. We'd draw inspiration from different things, and she sent us back a package of logos and colors, and it was just like, that's it.
I nailed it.
She nailed it.
Yeah.
I think we also wanted to create a brand or like a subset brand for each of our products too.
Yeah.
So, we have a Bellingham product, we have an IPA product, and a variety. We're like, we can't just call it Variety Box. We want to call it something cool. So that's where we came up with the name, like the Greatest Hits.
Yeah.
Kind of like that cassette
I love the
tape
names.
or that old CD that you burned.
Yeah.
When people were downloading songs. And so, each of the different boxes that we send out has its own unique identity.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I don't know. That's
you're going to see a lot more cool content from us on that regard too, because, basically our first product project has been something we're really excited about called the Bellingham Born and Brewed series. And like Travis said, each one of our products, our curated boxes, has its own name and kind of feel. And the Bellingham box was really important to us because we wanted to feature beers only from Bellingham breweries. This is a small brewery mecca. There's amazing companies doing great work, not only for beer, but in the community. We wanted to pay homage and respect to our town. This is where Travis grew up.
Mm-hmm.
It's been my home for 7+ years. And it's where we're raising our families. It's really an important place to us. And so we wanted to get this right. And so we worked with Brad Lockhart, who's the designer of the Bellingham flag.
The flag.
Yeah, he's such a great guy, a fantastic artist. And we're so lucky that he wanted to work with us and saw kind of the vision for what we were doing. And this was like, we would just like hand sketch what we were trying to do, and he really brought it to life. And so we're super excited that this product is live for our pre-launch. It's the first of kind of our product concepts that we think will be really successful and people will really have a fun time with, because you're unboxing beer, but it's coming from a really special place, and there's really cool merch that comes along with it too. Mm-hmm. We have some awesome plans to work with local charities so that this product line benefits the community that we're kind of paying respect to. Mm-hmm. And so we're super excited for launching this kind of more at scale at our grand opening. As a reminder, this is our pre-launch. So we're getting some awesome orders for this product. People are getting excited about it, but we're excited to tell that story a bit more and showcase our town.
You're talking about social good.
Yeah.
I love it. And I don't know, I've been like really throttling this. I think every business should have a social good element to it. And it doesn't have to be at the start, but like it's such an important piece. Like when you guys do well, it impacts your community or impacts a specific community. How important was that to you guys to give where you live? Not to be cheesy about it, but like, giving back where you live.
So important. I mean, from the get-go, I think that was part of our mission, was like, we wanted to have something and create something that was our own, that we could work on, but that, that gave back. And I think that was like first and foremost. I just remember having so many conversations about that. And so, at the same time, we also have to build a business that's sustainable and pays the bills and things of that nature too. But we're really excited with this first series, the Bellingham Born and Brewed, where we can do something really great for the community too, and give back and hopefully do some more things.
That was like Travis said, like one of our very first company names we ever came up with was All True Ales.
Still really good.
It's pretty good, but we really were trying to play on altruism. Like we were just trying to figure out a way, because we knew that in our heart of hearts, like what we were trying to do is build a sustainable business that could impact our community, such that it builds jobs, such that the revenue can hopefully impact a charity and like give some money back to the community that we're from. So it's like that was like from the get-go something extremely important to us and continues to be. And so we're really excited to kind of like have our business plan built in such a way that that's kind of baked in so that we know once we get this thing off the ground that, you know, our numbers check out, that we can kind of make ends meet, pay the bills, then that we can really focus on, you know, that next step, which is giving back to the town that has really helped us get started.
It's like the triple bottom line business model that Jack Lamb with Aslan talked about, where you're like, it's like, this is here's what we take home at the end of the day. And this is a tax on ourselves to give back to our community, to support local and what we source or whatever that may be. Yeah. And it's so cool. I mean, it might be a little bit slower of a build, but it's just such a powerful, you know, rooted build, right?
Well, and I think that it really does fight back against the narrative, the traditional narrative, that the bottom line narrative, right? Where all you do is focus on the revenue bottom line or the profit bottom line. You know, it's not hard to think about a multi-dynamic approach to a bottom line. Like your bottom line should be considering both the profit so that your business is sustainable and can continue to grow, but it should also be focused on the people. It should be focused on the environment and the community. And like you can have a multi-dimensional bottom line. And that's something that has been important to us.
So, okay. Shifting gears. Wrapping it up. That's what I'm doing.
Perfect.
So,
sorry, I forgot my little cards. That's why
you're good. Shifting gears. People. Okay, I'm going to start over.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Shifting gears, you are in pre-launch. You're getting ready for the official grand opening. How can people support you? What's the best way for people to say, I want to support BeerFridge. I want this thing to just go off the chain?
Well, there's what you can do right now is go to getbeerfridge.com. You can look at our website, browse our products. There's amazing gift options. So if beer isn't for you, I'm sure there's somebody in your life that loves beer, and it's a great gift. So for the holidays or birthdays, whatever, that's a great way to support us. We have awesome merch. The Bellingham Born and Brewed stuff is live right now, so that's super cool. If you, you know, want to find another way to support us, just liking our business pages, sharing our content, helping us reach people that might be interested in our business has been really cool. We've felt the support of a lot of people doing that. Thank you for doing that. And we hope that you'll continue to do that, because that is really helpful for a small business to gain an audience and to find new people that might like your service.
And if anybody out there is interested in subscribing too, we would love that. Subscribers save on every single box and they get free shipping. So it's really about $17 to $20 in savings on each box. And that really just helps with the sustainable revenue too for a young business, which is so helpful. So we're grateful for our one-time orders and subscribers and people that like our merch. So those are the ways that we can be supported.
Yeah, awesome. And I would say there's been just an outpouring of support from the get-go, which has been so cool. And so right now we are in our pre-launch. Everything ships in a couple weeks. But on April 1st, we're going to be launching our grand opening. And so what that means is we'll have the ability to fulfill orders at the same time that they're coming in. So if you do need to send a gift for a holiday or a birthday or whatever, we're going to be processing those orders and sending them out during our grand opening. We're going to have some awesome specials, some really cool savings for our customers. Like Travis already said, the best way to save is to subscribe. Even if you just want to test it out for a month or two or whatever, you're going to get free shipping and you're saving money on every box. So it's a really good service if you love craft beer. But we also have cider, seltzer, and in the next few months, we're going to be coming out with a canned wine box, which will be really fun.
Right on.
So there's a lot more than just beer. So check it out. And if nothing else, if you are like a friend or somebody that we can trust and you're coming from a good place, give us feedback too. Like if you're browsing the site and it's clunky or you're having a hard time, we've actually had really great feedback from friends and family who have wrote to us and been like, hey, check out, didn't work. And as like a young business, like knowing those problems gives us an opportunity to solve for them. So good, even feedback like that helps.
Totally. So, okay, step one, everybody that's watching this video, go to Instagram, BeerFridge on Instagram, and I'm already following it. I'm loving the content. They have really great content. You guys just are crushing on that. And and that's just, this is the beginning. So this is like a good place to start. And then there's going to be only nothing but good content coming from there.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited to see what sort of the stories and what comes from there on Instagram, Facebook. Follow these guys on LinkedIn too if you want to see the story behind what's going on. And then also merch, subscribe. If you're drinking local beer, you just touched on every, like someone that goes to a restaurant and says, "Hey, I want to drink this type of beer," and they say they don't have it. You have every spectrum. You have everything.
Yeah.
And you will have the canned wine in the future. So
we have a huge variety from really exclusive breweries and things from every flavor profile. You'll for sure find something you like. And what's really cool about subscribers is that the inventory changes every month. So you're guaranteed to try new cans and new breweries every month. So it's really kind of an exciting experience from that lens.
And there's a demographic that we haven't talked about for those that don't drink alcohol but like beer. You have non-alcoholic beer.
NAs.
We do. We have an NA beer box, and
it ships nationwide too.
Yeah, there's a few state restrictions. You see the details on our website, but that ships anywhere. So it's a great gift if you're not a beer drinker, or if you really enjoy beer, and you can subscribe to the NA box as well. There was one more thing I was going to say.
I wanted to call out just business owners too. It's a great gift. We've had a lot of really good interest and orders from those in the real estate vertical, in financial services as closing gifts or thank you gifts. So that's an area that we'd really love to continue to do well in.
Yeah, and our partnership there looks like really tailoring the box to meet that business's needs. So if you want to work on something cool, if you have a business or you need a gift idea for your clients or whatever, definitely hit us up because we'll do something special for you and could have a really cool product experience.
You guys, you came in, you conquered. Thank you. I didn't do the 60-minute thing that I always threaten to do, but I appreciate you guys both for just being awesome entrepreneurs, awesome guys, good getting to know you better. It's been great knowing you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not like great knowing you. No, but it's been great to watch you guys grow and go through this process. And then ultimately, I'm excited to see what you guys do in the future. Would love to have you back on the show for the feature length podcast to see how things have gone and all of that. So
cool. We want to thank you guys too, and we really appreciate you. Hosting a really young startup and giving us a platform to share what we're doing. We're really excited and thankful that you had us on. So appreciate it.
We're grateful. Yeah. Thanks, Leo. Thanks, Tiffany.
Boom.
Woo! All right.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, that was great.